Starting, hoping for the best. I don't know if there's sound or if there isn't sound. I think so, yes. We are live. Great. Yes, yes. Nope, everything's good. Yes. Yes, there's sorry, there's a comment. Also, there's a comment saying they can't hear anything. So, yeah. Apparently there's no sound. Try and speak now, maybe. I don't know. Try and speak now. Say something.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear?
Should be working now, hopefully.
Oh my god.
Amazing. I don't know if we should start again. Or yeah, just quick rundown of Misa again, maybe.
Should we do it again or what?
yeah, just start over.
Okay. So we're starting again in case nothing could be heard. So basically, we just said the ratings for the two goalkeepers. So first up, we have Misa. Marcus.
Yes, Misa. Can you listen now? Let's read Misa. Misa average was 8.1. One of the best players of the season. Consistent during the majority of the game, she saved Real Madrid countless times. Misa saved goals, points, and in my opinion, Torio's job. With Rocio and Barbs, the goalkeeper helped to mask the poor defensive system built by the coach.
Okay, so based on this comment, does anyone here have?
No, I mean
Have
any
what?
comments. So yeah, I just think that Misa is definitely our top player of the season, for me at least. She saved one of them, and she saved the team in a lot of games. One of them being the Atletico game where she saved a penalty, and that's not the only game. Like, she has been one of the most consistent probably throughout the year. Although she did have a couple games that was not so good, but overall consistency was pretty good.
Okay, thank you. But however, do you have any Marcus's comment?
Do you have any what?
Comments on what Marcus read, like just based on what Marcus said.
I think what he said about Misa masking the poor defensive system built by the coach is pretty spot on. Couldn't have said it better. Like he pretty much nailed it.
True. Yeah, I agree. Okay, then we can move on. Next is Melina. So only one person rated her, so she's. We just say that she's not rated. But here's my comment about Melina. I really don't know how to rate her. She played against the PSG, in which she and the rest of the team had a tragic performance. She made only 2, maybe 3 saves in total this season, but I didn't see any mistakes other than in the PSG game. At least not ones that I can remember. Any comments?
Not really.
Can anyone else remember
No.
some other mistakes, maybe?
I don't remember any like outstanding performance or anything.
she didn't get to. Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't really play much. So
Yeah.
Yes. I remember Melini's last season against Sevilla, but the season only the Alhama game, and she got a clean sheet, but the rest I cannot remember.
Yeah. I mean, we all remember PSG.
I forgot everything about these games.
Smart. Smart. Yeah. Okay. So if there's, we can move on
yes.
to defenders. So next up is Kenty.
Kenty, yes.
Who has Kenty?
Me.
You have, yes.
So the overall season rating for Kenty lies at 5.4, which is around like it's pretty mediocre. And what I had to say about Kenty was she was a solid right back during Asnar time, did a lot of good crosses, which we lacked from the wingers specifically, or the wing substitutes, I guess. She had a few assists, I think like 5 or 6 assists, all mostly through crosses. And defensively, she could improve a bit, but she didn't play much on the Toril, so it was a bit hard to rate since I feel like it's been a while since she played a consistent amount of time.
Okay. Any comments?
I want to say that for me the system that Toril puts it's not good for the fullbacks like offensive because they cannot go up.
Yeah.
And Kenty when she could go up with Asnar for example, she was the top the player with most assistants in during the Champions League, especially during the group phase, assisting a lot of goals. Caro with the hat trick, and I think it's something about the system.
Yeah, I actually remember in the second with Toril, I remember her going twice up in the attack. Like literally, I don't remember times. I think it's against Granadilla. She had one assist under Toril. Sevilla or
She
Granadilla
assisted,
or
I think, a goal, might a goal, I think.
Granadilla, I think. Yeah, I think it's Granadilla. Or I don't know. Yeah, I think it's Maite's. So she assisted at one goal, which I think is against Granadilla. And once more that she went up is actually in the last game of the season, in El Clasico. She got put like to play like 15 minutes. I don't know, actually, I forgot. But she was up in attack all the time, and it was the last game of the season. We were already losing by at least 3-0. I think it was 4-0 already, honestly. But she was attacking the whole time. She wasn't even defending, I think. And she had a great cross again. Classic Kenty, it was Naikari. And that was all I remember. Anyone else? Okay. Jamila, you're up next. Again.
Alright, next is Babs.
Yes.
And her overall rating for the season is 7.4.
Yes.
And at times she was our best player on the field. She was very solid defensively and likely the most consistent player throughout the season. She was very steady in defending in the box and covering the aerial spaces. Didn't always communicate well enough with other defenders and wingers because sometimes it seemed like some openings were left for the opposition, so not all players were manned, and as she is the captain and second captain, she should be the leader of the defensive line, and I feel like that also includes communicating with the other defenders and telling them, or showing them where they should be at times, and making sure that there aren't really any holes overall. But one of our top players throughout the season. Very good, very solid defensively. Accidental minor own goal at some point.
And Johan, yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about that.
She
had a great game. She's the only one that had a good.
Yeah. I mean, that stuff happens. There's not much to do. But she was really good in heading away any crosses, and I feel like she had a good year.
Okay, so I have
and she even scored goals.
Yeah, she scored goals. Headed goals. So I have to digress. I hear background. And Jamila, can you speak a bit louder? And that's all. Iska, do you have anything to say about Bobs?
No, not really.
Okay. I just want to say that before comment, I didn't really think about this communication because I never really noticed it. But Jamila's comment made me think about it, and now I can remember. Yeah, that's all. So that's about Babs. Next one is Ivana. Jamila.
Our number one captain. My maybe favorite, and so I'm kind of biased. But
louder.
Yes. Louder? I feel like I'm pretty loud. Okay.
Good.
Yes. Overall season rating is 6. 6?
Yes.
Okay. And what I wrote about her is that she had her ups and downs. There was some games that was not the best, but she also had some very good games. At her best, she's an amazing defender, but at her worst, she gave away the ball too quickly. She did make some great assists. I think the Rayo game, and there was one more. And I think her crossing ability crossing ability should be used a bit more. But it feels like they've just recently discovered it or something, because she has been attempting it a bit in the last few games.
Yeah.
And well, what can I say? Her sliding tackles, beautiful.
She comes out of nowhere with those tackles. It's just when you think you're done, just Vanaka slides in. Yeah.
You think, okay, this is 100% goal, and then she just slides it.
Exactly. She did like 10 times at least against Gion Park. That's what I remember. And then I remember mistake from the midfield and the first Madrid derby when we lost. She just it was open. It was like one-on-one versus Misa, and she just came in there and slid the tackle and just saved us. Yeah.
And I don't think she's ever given away a penalty or anything this season. Not that I remember, at least. So her tackles are pretty clean most of the time. She does have a few yellow cards, but not anything from inside the box.
Yeah. I think she left it at 4 or 5. She got.
No, she never got the.
She never got the 5th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's pretty good.
This is it about Ivana, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, defenders is Olga. Her overall rating is 7. just like her number. So yeah. Okay. So what I say about it is, to be honest, she was quite invisible first half of. She wasn't bad in any sense, but she wasn't standing out either. In the last 3 months, however, of the season, she saved us countless times when exhaustion was growing in the rest of. She was one of the biggest reasons we managed to get the champions spot in the end. I don't even need to talk about the bravery of this. Just incredible. I really hope she gets to play left wing, then left back, because period, in my opinion, because she's more of an attacker than a defender. But luckily, even when she's left back, no one can stop her front, not even the coach, which we talked about, that he has this tactic that just the fullbacks aren't allowed to go up into attack. But Olga doesn't care. Olga goes up in front, goes back again, and just she's a queen. We love you, Olga.
Even when she plays at the wing, she still goes back to defend, which very good.
Yeah. Well, people have to help the defense. It's always chaotic.
But defenders never help the attacker or the winger.
Yeah.
Always the wingers helping left back or right backs, but right backs never go up to help. And wingers are kind of alone.
Yeah, that's an issue.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of things changed with the coach change. No further comments about Olga?
Really shined. I hope she starts a lot next season because she deserves it. Or in back her place.
Oh, well, listen, we don't really have wing, and Olga isn't even like full on winger, but yeah.
Anyone with cross can basically be a winger. We really don't have a lot of wingers. Kind of relying on Adenia and Olga here.
Yeah, also poor fella. Because they'll be.
I don't
But
know
yeah.
if she's like a striker or a winger.
Fella is listed as striker.
Yeah,
But
that's.
she's only 20. She's only 20, so I. Okay. I think we should move on. Next one of the defenders is her overall rating is 3.75. So yeah, pretty low, but she's also the 4th center. So what I had to say about her is that very messy defending, but definitely enough for a backup. She also had to play in midfield. Only Sonata was left, and she handled it quite well. She also had a fantastic game with in March, and I'm glad that she's there. She got to show, what she can do. But yeah, she didn't play much. I don't know. It's not even easy to rate her. I mean, 4 center backs aren't really easy. Iska, there's still background noise, by the way.
For me?
Yes.
Okay.
Further questions? No, comments, not questions.
No, I don't think so. I mean, she didn't play much. She didn't have many minutes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she had an awful game, but then she also played one game that was really good. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, Lama.
Her passing in Hammer was really good. But
Yes.
it
was renewed. One more season.
Yeah. I mean, it's fair. Honestly, I'm for it. By the way, Florida played 754 minutes, which is 19% of the. So I mean, almost the 5th of available minutes. I mean, that's not bad for backup center back, for the fourth
Actually,
center back, right?
I thought she played like 2 games.
No. She played 1/5 of the season.
I remember
she
the time.
was subbed
Remember the
in
time.
some games.
Yeah, she was subbed
in PSG when she was playing as a midfielder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of times Isner just used her as the midfielder when we didn't have players available.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No one was left. I mean, we had like 14, maybe 15 players available at that time.
And all
Zornosa was the only midfield.
Yeah,
because all the rest 3 of our midfielders were injured. So many midfielders. Wow.
Yeah, the bad period. Okay, so I believe we're finished with because yeah, we kind of changed the. So next up is Marta Corredera. So again, only one person rated Corredera, hence the overall is not rated. But here's my comments on Corredera. I don't really know what was it with Asnar, even on the right wing, and I mean she's a left back. But in all seriousness, Marta to me is a brilliant defender when she actually plays as a defender. If you want an example where she showed very clearly, I recommend watching game Athletic Club, but away. We will not talk about the result, but not her fault, trust me. When Toril came, she didn't have, so I can't his attention with her position and everything, but I believe that she was definitely playing more on the back with Toril than she ever played with Asnar the whole period when Asnar was our coach. So yeah. So she Marta is still on maternity. She announced it in January.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's January.
I do have one comment though that I think, from what I can remember, I think she lacks pace. So there were times when she was just too slow, and the attackers from the opposition would just, I don't know, outrun her, I guess, which is not really that great when you're a defender.
Yeah.
But almost the whole team lacks pace. So.
Fair point.
No one is fast. Maybe only Misa, because we'll never get to know if she's fast.
Yes, we'll say that Misa.
I mean, we did have like probably one of the fastest football players.
Yeah, Flash.
But apparently she's too good.
Wasn't good enough.
She's
wasn't good.
She's too good for us. So
yeah.
we can't have one person outshining the rest. You know, it's not good for us.
Oh my god. Yeah, balance. Balance in this squad, I don't think so. Yeah, sure. Whatever keeps them up. Real Madrid.
Yeah, it's not like we need wingers.
Not like we know. No. We have only one. Brilliant. Anyway, we're not talking about Korea. But next up, Iska? Lucia is yours.
Next up is who?
Lucia.
Okay. Once. Lucia average rating 6.2. And what I wrote about her, having to judge Lucia's season is a really tough job. There were very high highs, but just like Atletico Madrid and Levante, where she was really good on the right side and very low lows. Really bad games in Alhama and next times when she came, very bad games. So it was very tough to judge. There are some times where Lucia ended up ball watching, conceding, defeating, and not in a good momentum, not consistent minutes made even case harder to judge. However, even after having this one season, she still has a lot of potential and can be developed into world class if surrounded by the right player and a manager, which we kind of don't have that after the Turtles extension. But yeah, I hope she improves.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Lucia improved a lot in past. I mean, since the Alama game, I would say. But like you said, she did even since then she did end up ball watching. Like I remember in El Clasico, but I don't.
Classical.
The last one.
Yeah, there was
The last
a lot of
one,
moments where she was just. And
Yeah.
so many times Barca didn't even have wingers. They had like midfielders trying to dribble. And even then, our fullbacks were like nothing. Like, even Aitana dribbling, he's not even a winger. You were just open in fullback.
Yeah. I think that no one from the defense knew what they were doing.
Yeah. Not too convincing for me, at least. Especially when they're not allowed to go up. At least they should be perfect defensively if we're sacrificing attacking thread.
Gotta be honest, I think the last game of the season, I think there was a lot of things going on behind the scenes that made the players not able to focus on the game or something.
Yeah.
Because it seemed from the very start that they didn't really come to play.
Yeah. I mean, I remember like 4 players that were up for playing, and
when you watch Classico with RMF, you know in the first 5 minutes what's gonna happen. Like in the first 5 minutes, if the players are like lunging, attacking, pressing, you know it's gonna be a good game. But when first 5 minutes feel defeatist, you know end is near.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's RMF things.
I think we conceded early too. But I don't know.
The only game we had a head start and then things changed, it was against Levante in Copa de la Reina.
Oh,
we
yeah.
conceded, it was 1-0, and then boom, 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 3-1.
Yeah, in 15 minutes.
In 15 minutes, and the game was over.
Yeah.
The rest was
16th minute, and it's just nothing from there. Nothing. 75 minutes. And yeah.
when the normal is the opposite, 75 minutes of nothing and then 15 minutes to try to score.
Yeah, that was a weird game, honestly. I just scored 3
they
goals.
decide, let's do the opposite. Let's try to
opposite. Well, we have to mark the date because whatever the date was. I think it was April 17th, maybe, or I don't know. Okay, we're done with Lucia. Next up is Rocio. Marcus.
Brucillo Galvez with the average of 6.8. Like almost the entire squad, Rocio had a bad start. In some games, she was apparently lost on the pitch. With time, she gained confidence and ended the season really strong. She was one of the best players in the last match and saved us countless times, including a game against Levante. It was amazing. With Babs and Ivan in the squad, she was already a regular starter. Now with Babs retired, I expect Rocio to start almost every game, and now she's number 4. It was Babs' number.
Yeah,
So
apparently
I have
on the
a really high
website.
expectations.
Yeah. Don't remind me of the number I got when I saw the first number. But yeah. Honestly, I deserve she. I believe she deserves to start most matches. Definitely, if she keeps up like this, of course. If she doesn't perform, then bench.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would like to see. I'd like to see competition next season because I felt like this season, even when players did not perform, like even when it was so awful and we had players on the bench, there was still no rotation. It was like certain players just had, I don't know if they have it in their contract that they have to play a certain amount of minutes or whatever, but it just felt like, I don't know, that there was certainly times where it was beginning to become weird that that players were not subbed off or kept getting a starting position when other players on the bench didn't even get a chance.
I think I remember seeing the numbers of the season, like the minutes the players played, and only in the defense with Ivana, Rossio, and Babs it was the rotation. Like
Yeah,
two played one game, and then changed Ivana or Babs to
Yeah.
Rossio or something like this. But the rest it was the ending of the Zornos, Atenei, and other plays was awful.
yeah.
So I'm looking at just the total number of minutes. So 72% of the minutes. Who do we have? Oops. Babs played 68, almost 69% of the minutes. So basically, Babs and Ivana were starting most of the time. But let's see what happens with Rossio. Now I don't get this. Oh no. It says Rossio is 72.65%. So
Yeah.
it's
It's because
wait,
there
it's
was a lot
actually
of
more than
rotation.
Ivana.
Yeah, there was a
It's
lot
more
of
than Ivana.
rotation between them because
Yeah.
it was Ivana and Rocio, and then it was Rocio and Babs, and then Babs and Ivana.
Yeah.
Like, there was a
Yeah.
lot of rotation between the three of them, and that meant that every one of them got a lot of playing time, and every one of them got to keep in form, and there was competition. There was like actual competition between them.
Yeah.
So who performed best is the one who got to play. And that
Yeah.
just, I think that's why Rocio's, that could have been an influence to why Rocio got so much better.
Yeah. I mean, even her confidence was really low in the after. PSG game again, with the town goal and everything. But I mean, of course, it takes time and playing time to get over that
Yeah,
issue. So
I think she bounced back
I believe she did.
pretty good.
Okay, if we're done with Rocio, go to Vavane. Iska?
Yeah. So average rating 2.8. And what I wrote about her is ever since the first game to the last game, Sueva had one of the most mediocre performance in Real Madrid shirt. Having been brought up from Wolfsburg, the Danish had raised quite a lot of hopes and dreams from Real Madrid fans as they felt their defensive woes were finally put to bed. However, Sophie liked pace, 1v1 defending, aggressiveness, awareness, passing, overall gameplay to be at the level of Real Madrid. Sophie Sueva started continuously for 5 months without any rest or bench, performed mediocre, and let in about 80% of the crosses she faced. He wasn't aggressive enough, then tried to attempt to defend, got a red card against Huelva, leading to the only loss Real Madrid faced that year against that was not Barcelona. Pretty brutal, I'd say.
Well, well, to be fair,
To me, to me.
uh, to be fair to Sueva, about
Okay.
that Huelva game, it was already 3-1 when she got the red card. So after she got the red card, we didn't concede, but we didn't even watch that game. There wasn't a broadcast. But some
I was
people,
highlight.
It was the tweeted
that
game.
were, yeah, some people that were there watching said that defense was an absolute mess in the first half. So she got the red card at the end of the first 42nd minute, I think. And they said it was a complete mess until then. But somehow, because probably they were left with 10, so they had to really think about it. They said that defense got their shit together in the second half. So yeah.
I mean, very mediocre for me. A lot of people at the start were saying about Sueva that Sueva is better than Olga, and they used to be so happy when Sueva used to start. But I saw it from the start that Sueva wasn't doing anything magical above Olga for me. So
Yeah.
I'd say the ratings are justified. And I don't know,
Yeah.
one of my most frustrating parts of the game is fullbacks because they don't defend well and not allowed to attack. Seems like two extra players, but you're not allowed to do a lot.
Yeah. I mean,
And with Jamila said about the rotations, Sveva is another example. I remember we are joking about Sveva head card. It was the only way she could have some rest because she was playing all the time and even playing bad, so you did never rest her. And we were joking about it. Oh, the game was lost and Sveva received the head to have a little rest the next game.
yeah.
And it's crazy because we saw Sveva playing like this for Real Madrid, and then last week she played against Brazil, and it's another play for Denmark, going up and everything, dribbling.
But he's a wingback
It's
there. That's not a fullback, no? That's a
yes,
different.
but even with Real Madrid, when she has the ball, she don't go up, but it's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
You can see the confidence she had playing against
That's
Brazil. It's
true. Yeah.
different.
Yeah. I mean, she plays differently Denmark because she's allowed to go up. I mean, a lot of her skills they just aren't used in Madrid, but she's not the only one with that, right? I mean, I personally can name at least one thing about each player in the squad that just isn't utilized and that should be would be very very useful. But I mean, what should I know?
We are going to talk about it with the midfielders.
Yeah. Yeah. Next one. Next
Next.
up is Tere.
Tere.
Jamila,
Yes, me.
Tere is yours.
Yes. Tere, she got an average of 6.3, which, yeah, I mean, it is somewhat mediocre performance, I suppose, compared to last season, at least, where she was phenomenal and Maite. And yeah, very creative and precise when taking free kicks and corners, which is why I'd like to say that she should be the primary free kick taker. When we see who else comes into the squad, then maybe that could be adjusted. I don't know. But she's definitely one of our most creative players when it comes to set pieces, which I really like. Very big plus for her. She has good passing ability when she understands her teammates' movements, but sometimes it would feel like like she wasn't really sure of her teammates, where they were going, like what they wanted and where to pass and all of that. Like if she had multiple options, she wasn't really sure what to do with the ball at times. And I think with her in the beginning of the season, she got injured for a while, and
Yep.
when she came back, it wasn't really as impactful. But I think she's the type of player that needs consistent playing time to kind of fall into a routine. Needs maybe the same players around her, at least somewhat. And it would really help if there was a good system built around her. And I think she would shine a lot. Yep.
Yeah. I just want to add that the thing about that she seems like she doesn't know. I think I think the prime example is, well, sadly, El Clasico Neon. We actually analyzed that game. Yeah, she doesn't really. She can't really predict because I believe it's a lot like tactics are lacking, but also that she didn't play much before that. Like she didn't really get consistent playing time. She got it, I think, around mid-March.
I mean, if you're gonna have the same midfield options and gonna play them every single minute until they get a red card or injured, that's not a good strategy to go with. Like there was no rotation in midfield before injury or red cards, like, and it was just Cernos and Kathy. If you have like three midfielders and two positions, I don't know, kind of rotate maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking at the minutes, and she's been like playing on and off, like very, very inconsistent. Sometimes it's 4 minutes, sometimes it's 90, 25 minutes, and then you get to the which game was it? Athletic
Sociedad.
Club game. No. It was Athletic Club game. So it was in March that she started playing regularly. So it went 4 times 90 minutes, then 84, then 61, then 5 times
That was
90
because
minutes, then 45, and the last game was 7 minutes. So yes, she did get consistent playing time only in March, like starting from March and to the end of the season.
error, right?
Yeah.
It's because Cassie got injured. That's the only reason. Like
Yeah.
that 45 minutes. Like
Yeah.
the first half of Barcelona game, Cassie
That's
was
true.
replaced by Terry. That's the first 45 minutes she got at all.
Oh.
Before that, not even 1 minute, not even 0 minutes. Imagine, like.
Yep.
That's the
Yep,
only
you're
reason
right.
she started. If Cassie was fit, she'd probably not play.
You're right. Yes.
I remember everything.
Speaking of minutes, we've now been live for almost an hour, and I'm wondering.
Okay, it's fine. Just go.
Either we need to speed through the rest, or we call
Yes.
this a part 1 because we're only halfway through.
Speed it up.
Okay.
Speed it up because we need to.
Cassie.
Publish.
Who got Cassie?
Marcus.
Okay, Cassie. With the average of 3.6. After playing almost every minute of 2021 season and being an important player, this season was one to forget. Apparently, her body paid the count for the crazy minute of last season. During the season, Cassie suffered with injuries, and when she was on the pitch, she was not at her best level. Lacking pace and accuracy in the passes, Cassie did contribute much for the team.
Well, I don't think there's much to say. Yeah, it's hard to rate her. I mean, her position is delicate. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. She's the only defensive we have, and she wasn't consistent, and yeah, of course, she'll get a bad rating. That's from me.
Right.
If that's it, then Maite next.
Maite.
Okay, Marcus.
Maitezinha, poor Maitezinha. With the average of 6, Maitezinha. Even suffering with injuries in the first part of the season, she managed to show quality during the UCL group phase and received a lot of compliments. Under Toril was a nightmare for her and for the fans, because she was used as a winger. It's hard to hate her season because she had injuries and Toril wasted all her talent. Hope that next season she will get minutes as midfielder to develop and help the team like she can do.
I just want
I
to
don't
add that
know.
I think everyone her as a winger ever again.
I
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know what you said. Kenita.
Yeah, because he got cut off. But as I was saying, might it right winger next season sounds good. We're excited to watch. A lot of threat from the right wing and everything.
She's being sarcastic, by the way. No one wants her.
Maybe only Toril wants her as winger.
That's the sad part. Pearl is the only one not to catch.
No. Anyway, next up. Sonosa, Iska.
Knows an average of 8.3. Top 2 signings of the window. 31-year-old picked up pace right away. As right away as there could be, aka 200 of the season, like everyone. He was one of the 3 consistent players throughout the season, besides Misa and Esther. Had good vision, good recoveries, interceptions, all around midfield work, and her work didn't just stop at that. She scored a few goal lassos at the time, too, one of them being at Camp Nou against our rivals FC Barcelona, and 10 yards away from the goal from the center circle. Veteran, reliable, dependable.
Yes, and she got our highest rating. 8.3 is the highest rating. So yeah, I think.
Amazing
I
what a
think enough.
midfielder at midfielder position could do.
Yeah.
Yeah. If only we had more midfielders who could play midfield position.
Well, now we do. Yay! We have a total of 5 now. So...
All of them to trial at the right winger.
Still no CDM.
No, Iska don't even speak it in. We have 6 strikers to play on. No, it's fine.
Let's hate the strikers.
No, let's not.
Okay,
Let's do like
next,
Toril.
Okay,
Let's
next
put
up,
everybody as
attackers.
winger.
next
Yeah.
up was Lani.
Yes, Marcus.
Oh, I cannot hate. Aslani had 6 at average. For me, I could not rate. COVID, long-term injury, and 10 so small injuries stopped her to contribute more for the team. And still, Aslani scored the goal that confirmed our presence on the next Champions League on her last game as Real Madrid player. Hard. We lost our biggest star, a role model for the younger players. Someone loved by their fans and that loves the club. Recently, Aslan said in an interview that she had to leave to protect her career, since according to her, the players are forced to play even when they are injured. It's really sad that her dream to play for Real Madrid and like this. And I cannot say anything else without start cursing Toril and everybody at Real Madrid.
Yeah,
Real Madrid
just
fan session.
I just want to add, you can see it in a table that only 3 people rated. So she is eligible to be rated because 3 people rated her. But yeah, 2 people didn't know how to rate her. Just a note. Okay. Ooh, next one. Esther. Who is Esther?
There, it's me.
Okay.
Esther, average rating for 8.1. Coming off from an amazing season from Levante, where she ended up top scorer of the league, she was signed with a lot of hope from Madridistas. She delivered as much as she could with the system and the surroundings and lack of tactics. She scored every half chance she got until last month. Reaching top 3 and qualifying for the Champions League was a huge thanks to her prolific goal-scoring abilities, pressing, and strong mentality. Esther stood strong when the team was falling apart.
So I've read everything everyone written. I just want to say that Iska reading about Esther is good because she had one. I mean, she didn't include one thing that everyone else did, and that it's the lack of teamwork. But I also wrote in mine. I won't spoil much what I wrote, but I also said that it's unfair to call her really selfish. It's to put everything on her. You mentioned lack of tactics, so I believe it's just weird instructions. And yeah.
And her falling deep, I don't think she does that much in Spain national team, so she's definitely been instructed to go down deep, collect the ball, so I don't think it's her fault much.
Yeah, she plays completely different with Spain.
Yeah. So it's definitely tactics.
She got the second highest rating together. So Misa and Esther are actually equaled in our ratings for the second place.
I think the goal against Betis and Sociedad kind
Terminator.
of won me over. Very, very, very good when the whole team was like not playing well. She just scored half chance and we got 3 points.
Yeah, then she can she can just and that assist Levante to Lorena. It's like most of it was her. You know, she just the ball got to Lorena. Yeah, but it's just amazing how she got rid of there.
It's Terminator.
Someone is having background noise. Okay. Next up, Cardona. Marcus, yours.
Yes, Cardona. Cardona was not rated. And for me, it's impossible to rate someone that played only 354 minutes during this season, but looks like it was easy to Real Madrid board. I still cannot understand how and why they decide to not renew one of the key players during the 2021 season that led us for our first Champions League. Cardona suffered an injury during the disastrous preseason when our players were forced to play in a really stupid way. This injury didn't let her enjoy the European journey that she helped to make possible. Cardona leaves without the chance of play the UCL with Real Madrid and without a chance of saying goodbye for the fans on the pitch. It's hard to say something again because it's the best winger we had and we don't have anymore.
I mean, the fact that Cardona, none of us. So other players, at least one person rated, but not Cardona, because we just can't rate her. And like Marco said, I don't know how the board rated her. I don't know how Toril said he didn't want her, apparently. Everything is a mistake. that led to the injury, which could have been a lot more injuries. Well, later on did happen many injuries. So yeah, the destiny was fulfilled. But yeah, from the stupid preseason relapses she's had, and then the decision of the board, unfair, cruel, and just huge mistake.
There's just one thing I do not understand. What the team needs, is a right winger who has pace, very good crossing, dribbling abilities, is good at scoring goals.
Golaços.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is like very high quality. Real Madrid quality, world class.
Yes.
That's the player we need, right? That's the player we have. Why sell her? I don't understand.
Well, not sell her, just let her go.
Let her go. For free. Just when you have a player that is exactly what you need, who can lift the team, and then you're like, no, we don't need this. Even though we do need exactly this. Like, you're perfect, you're everything we need. Just go.
Like breaking out.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. It's like, I don't know. There's no logic. No logic at all.
It's to open a space so Maite can play as right winger now.
Yeah, okay, cool.
It's really hard to find the right winger.
Exactly. Like,
Atenea is not the right winger.
yeah.
She plays mostly on the left, but it's really hard to find the right winger best, and
someone like Cardona, who is absolute world class. We got someone like that. We had that player in the team, the one who could just decide games, even coming back from injury, even if she's only at 50%. And the club just kicked out for no apparent reason. And I mean, personally, I would like them to come out with a statement, because this makes no sense. And I feel like it's very disrespectful to the fans.
They won't.
I know.
They won't. You expect.
It's just, I don't know.
No.
It's shitty. It's very bad. Very, very bad.
I know. Okay. Out
Lorena.
Of the fresh. Yeah. Lorena. Jamila, your.
Yes, Lorena. Lorena was rated 5.9. Just rounding up, I'm gonna say. And personally, I thought like she was there whenever we needed her. She was what I felt was like a super sub. She scored some important goals when she was subbed in. She gave us some important points both in the league and in the Champions League. So yeah, I mean, she did play a game where she played on the right wing, and personally I felt like she did a better job than any one of the others who has played right wing. Caro, Nekari, Maite, who else has played right wing? Yeah.
Corredera.
I really do think like she did play the best on the right wing, so maybe she should have been used a little bit more. I know that her height is possibly somewhat of an issue. It could be. I don't know if it actually is, but either way, I think she has done a very good job whenever she's allowed to play, and I just don't understand why she doesn't get more playing time, especially on the Turin, when she comes in and actually makes a difference. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah. I won't add anything.
Or knowledge.
I want to listen about Naikari.
Yes. Next
Okay.
up, yeah.
Okay, moving on. Naikari. Her overall was 4.3. Okay. So I really say something
Voice is not
for me to read mine.
coming with.
Yes. Anyway, okay, so knowing her, she'd give herself 1 or 10 rating. She's self. However, I am not her. Saying she had a disastrous season would be going too far, but it's not weird to hear people say that, keeping in mind that her last season, the last season with Real Sociedad, with 18 goal assists, was 11 goals, was called bad. So imagine finishing with expectations that high. The thing is that she just doesn't feel comfortable here. She's completely lost and hasn't place here yet, at least. The man who signed her, David Asnar, learned something quick, and after playing her consistently, and know that he never played her less than 30 minutes a match, she started to regain her form. Sadly, with the arrival of the new coach, she immediately got benched for 3 games in a row, and restarted the getting to. For a player and a person like her who has a hard time adapting to a new atmosphere, that was lethal for her confidence once again. In the last 3 weeks of Asnar's reign, she scored 1 after playing consistently for weeks before that. However, she achieved the same numbers under Toril in the next 6 months. Rating her is confusing, knowing how her playing time and. It's fine, you can say it. I already read your comment.
Wow.
I think season. Well, I got a lot of minutes. Didn't show.
Not under
That's
Toril,
all.
sorry. No, not under Toril, sorry.
2005 minutes under a whole season. I think that's good enough for a second striker for me personally.
Yeah, but
And
2005 under Assad maybe would be, but she started playing and she didn't anymore. Just stopped.
for
So
me,
I don't know.
for me, she was underwhelming. She disappointing, and got more minutes than she proved. So for me, that was like enough minutes for her to show what she had to prove and everything. But very disappointing.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I think
I wasn't really. I expected a lot from her as well,
is everyone did.
considering how highly everyone spoke of her. And the team didn't perform that well this season, and there was a lot of injuries, yes, but I do think that Naikari did get a lot of time, and maybe she needed more time to adapt and adjust. And with the chaos of shifting coach and everything, then yeah, maybe it was probably hard for all the players, but I still, whenever Naikari came on or she started or whatever, I was never confident that she could be the one to save the team or be the one to score, and as is the job of a striker. So I would say the season hasn't been the best for her, considering all the expectations there was. But I hope that next season will be different. She's been in the club for a year now and been with Torel for half a year, and I think I hope that Torel just gives all the players like rotates, gives players the playing time they deserve, not just like based on training, but also on how they perform whenever they do get playing time. Like Lorena, please loan her out if you're not gonna use her. She's a really good player.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, but Naikari, yeah, I mean, I really hope that next season will be different because she is a high quality player. And I mean, if she doesn't improve in the first half of the season, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure I see much reason for her to stay. It might sound tough, but we do need strikers that deliver at the very least 10, 12, 16 goals a season. What Esther did was like, I expected way more from Esther because she did score like 30 goals last season. But at least she scored, what was it, 16? And she did save the team a lot. And that's kind of what we need from a high profile striker. So if they're gonna get
I'll just remind you that no one passed to her.
yeah. I mean
literally no one.
Yeah,
just Olga and Caro.
Yeah, but that is an issue with the team that no one really passes, and I do think that is part of the reason that Esther also goes that far back.
Yeah.
Because no one, the ball never goes to her. I don't.
Once she's playing with Esther, she can't go back.
Yeah, I mean,
because Esther is going back.
Yeah, I just I expect more from Naikari next season. That's for sure.
Yeah, I just want to say everyone here knows.
knows
what? She's my favorite player, but she only became it this season because I didn't really know her. I know her, but not really watch her. But watching her this season and the fight she put up every single minute is, I don't know. That's why she's my. That's all.
Yeah, I mean,
I do agree.
She did try. I don't think I ever saw Naikari giving up per se. Like when she was on the pitch, she definitely tried to make the best of every single minute. But during this season, it just wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
At least not for what I expect from Real Madrid.
You don't have to say it wasn't the best. She said it.
Yeah.
And I
wasn't good.
Not good.
All right. We should move on.
Yes.
We should move on. Mila, Iska.
Had an average of 5.2 after having a strong start and scoring the first ever hat-trick in Champions League from Real Madrid. The Danes couldn't keep her momentum going in the later stages of the season. Being a decent presser in games against Barcelona and a great header of the ball in games against Atletico Madrid, Caroline Muller still hasn't shown the fans the real reason or worth of continuing. Compromised in playing different positions, the eccentric player could be productive on the wings or finish any chances she found in the final third, thereby just exemplifying the lack of confidence she had. One of the disappointing signings of Real Madrid thus far. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she didn't really fit anywhere we tried her to. Only remember is the Levante game where she got on. But anywhere else, she didn't really fit for me throughout the season.
I would say
Sometimes she used to take corners when she was the tallest player in the squad, which was so weird to me. Like,
yeah,
That was fake corners. It was to waste time.
yeah.
yeah,
But I will say that for Miller, it's true she doesn't really have a place in the squad, which
and she get
just
yeah,
makes it even like her signing even more weird because it was done
Yeah.
late August. So I
Yeah.
don't really understand why they signed why did they sign 3 strikers that last summer? I don't understand. And was Miller putting her in 4 different positions, playing her in 4 different positions, always a new place. Like it was almost every game she just played a different position. For someone who is that young, it can never be a good thing. She needs consistency. She needs also to play a little bit more, but in a position that fits her skill. And if that position is not available for her in this club, then I just don't understand why she was signed in the first place. Because I think it's unfortunate that a player, while she might not be world class, she's still a good player. I think, at least if she's allowed to be, and in a team that can use her and with a good coach. So it's just sad to see talent go to waste like that.
I think crime is that she seems.
It's not good.
Oh. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said the best way to describe Mila is to she seems to understand everyone, but no one understands her, including the coach especially, and the coach being the main thing in all this. I don't get it. It's not like it was, oh, she scored a hat-trick in the Champions League and then it was nothing since. It's not true. It's not true. It's not because of nothing. She changed, like, the last goal, well, before the Atletico game in March. The last goal before that, she scored against Betis in November, 13th of November.
Yes.
So that was the last goal she scored,
Yes.
aside from the Madrid derby. But that was the third last game of Asnar, and she played consistently as a center forward since the Eibar game. And that Eibar game was the first game she played as a center forward from the start. Scored her first goal there. Next game, she scored a hat-trick in the Champions League and assisted one in the same game. She was unstoppable until Toril came, experimented with her on every position, different position every time, but never really as a center forward. And I don't know. When she plays, I only see, like, when she played under Toril. We thought that Sveva coming in, because they're Danish, we kind of knew each other before, that they would have connection. However, when Caro plays on the left, it's with Sveva on the left, obviously, it's kind of the lacks creativity, and that only 2 players that I saw that she was connecting with. Well, Aslani connected with everyone, so I will exclude Aslani, because Aslani is Aslani, right? Only 2 players that I saw some connection, real connection, with some creativity. I can kind of see Lucia when she was, but Lucia also started going up in front of it. Like, there's also that factor, but she was creative only with Lucia, and some minutes that she didn't get much minutes together with Naikari. Those two did connect well,
Kent,
but they didn't play much together.
Kent.
And
Yeah, Kenty.
not Kenty, no.
What?
Kenty, under Toril, no, with Kenty, no.
No, because they didn't play together, did they?
Yeah, I know. But also Kenty didn't connect
Kent didn't what?
either. Go up.
Oh,
She didn't go
yeah,
up
yeah.
in France, so they couldn't connect. But I believe that Kenty and her connected because Kenty could do in the first half of the season with Asnar. It's because she could go up in front and she can do amazing passes, crosses and passes. And Caro was center forward, like she was right there, box ready to shoot. So that's why they connected then. But
I do think that Caro has some skills that no one else in the team have.
Yep, me too.
And I don't know. I just hope that whether she stays or she goes somewhere else, that she thrives and that she gets to play.
Yeah.
As a striker or as a 10. Either one of them. She's the type of player who needs to be in or at least close to the box always.
Yep.
Yeah. Central is probably her
Yep.
area. And wherever she goes, if she goes, hopefully she finds a good solution for her career.
I do think that when she is confident, she plays very good. But when she's not as confident, it goes downhill pretty fast. We have a few confidence-based players in this team. So
lot of.
Yeah.
Again, I want to say about the rotations. A lot of times we saw Esther really tired, and Muller is a striker, and she never get a chance.
Exactly.
At least under Toril, never centrally.
Yeah.
Never.
Yes, I'm talking about Toril.
Yeah. Everyone is talking about Toril. We are not happy, dude. We're just
definitely not happy that he got extended.
No, we're not excited.
Yep.
Alright.
Too early.
Last one. Atenea.
Last one is Atenea. Iska.
Okay. Atenea. 6.4 average rating, and one of the most awaited signings of the season. Atenea del Castillo did take quite a bit of time to get in form, but when she did, she took court by storm. Dribbling, scoring, playing on the left as well as right, she had quite a season. However, she struggled with form and consistency throughout the season, like most of the squad. Her best time came during the month of December after scoring multiple long-range goals in 5 games, between being part of many comebacks. Her dribbling was present throughout the game, but passing, shooting, and making runs and movement is what the Spanish winger really needs to work on.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
But also fullbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, she really one big difference you see with Atenea playing for RMF and Atenea playing for Spain is the lack of help she gets at RMF. When she has the ball, all she can do is run at the opposition. There's no one around her she can pass to. She can there's no one to.
Not even the striker has made the run yet.
Yeah. So she can't even cross because there's no one in the box. She can't pass it to anyone because everyone is far away or they're just in a bad position where it's not they're not available for passing. So
she's alone.
She's pretty much isolated most of the time, and all she can do is just run at the players. And sure, her dribbling is pretty good, but the last, like, when you can't pass to anyone, when you can't get through like that, and you can't really cross, it kind of just ends there. So even though, like, a lot of her, like, whenever it gets to Atenea, it should be like, okay, now we're about to score a goal. But we never get that feeling, because who's she gonna pass to? Who's she gonna cross to? And the few times there was someone in the box, crossing wasn't really the greatest, which kind of ruins everything again. So she can do all the dribbling, she can do all of that, and the running and everything, but in the end, it just comes out to nothing, because yeah, that lacks just the final part to just make it deadly.
Yeah.
But she's young. She can
Yes.
definitely learn all of that under the right guidance. So why did they take the mentor away from her? I don't know. Whatever. Not
And
bad at all.
and also about Atenea, a lot of times she was the only option we had to attack. It was
Yeah.
recover the ball and pass to Atenea. And with five games, the opposite teams can see it, and just adjust the defense to put
Yeah.
more pressure on Atenea, and she's alone.
Yeah. I mean, it's similar to how in the beginning of the season with the men's team, Vinicius had so much free space, so he was just running, and he was scoring, and he was dribbling, and he was doing all of this magical stuff, and everyone got so hyped. But suddenly all of that stopped. It's because everyone realized, okay, Vini is dangerous, so now we gotta man him, 2, 3 players, whatever. And then he was also, like, the opposition kind of separated him from the rest of the team sometimes. But eventually he got out of that because he had Benzema. But we also saw when Benzema was not there, there was no one making, like, opening up for Vini to pass, like, to have someone to pass to, which sometimes became an issue, because then, again, the same like Atenea, just nothing to do.
Yeah. I mean, she does. Everyone has said this at some point. She does find that everyone. Uh, like when we talk about Vinny from the beginning of his Real Madrid career to until the start of this season, when he started scoring, when his confidence got high. But yeah, I agree with everyone that says that. But when he was inexperienced, he just came to Real Madrid. He had to adapt, and it's the same with Tatiana. She's experienced. But she really does need the coach that knows how to manage her. That's it.
And I also think, like, an overall theme is everyone need to learn how to pass. All the
Yes.
forwards,
No matter which position you play.
yeah, all the forwards need to learn how to shoot and goal. Hit the target, please.
Yep.
And decision making, very important. And then the fullbacks and the wingers really need to learn how to cross, because I think there's 3 players I can name who can cross decently, and that is Kenty and Ivana. I think she showed a little bit in the last part of the season. And I think Tere as well.
Olga can too.
Olga, yes, of course. Our magic player.
Yeah. Her crosses, I think, are the best, and she does it. She does it most often. She does it often well.
Yeah.
The team attempts a lot of. Yeah.
I think Olga Sveva has been like the one thing that Sveva did very well is create competition for Olga, because I think Olga raised her levels like ×5
Yep.
after Sveva came, because she was like, nah, this is my spot. And I really like that. So.
Yep.
Competition is important. And rest.
Oh. Yeah. Well, how many wingers do we have?
One.
1.5.
No, I would say
Or we can play strikers.
Olga could definitely play as a winger, and Atenea. So we've got 2. We had 3. Just one get kicked out. Not bitter at all. I don't know. Sell some strikers, bring in some wingers. That's all I can say.
I mean, we brought 2 strikers. You don't have to sell them. Just sign. Bring wingers. Anyway, yeah. Fella, I beg. I hope you played as a right wing. I don't know. I don't know. I never played, but I saw primary position is striker. Some people mentioned that she was right wing.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I just hope that whoever is announced eventually can play right wing.
Eventually.
Or is ready to play right wing, because it's gonna happen, you know? Eventually. I can't wait for the day that Misa starts playing right wing.
No. Misa on the goal, Melee. She gets
I
some
want
playing
Sveva
time.
to play right wing.
Would that work well if she's left-footed?
I mean, nothing works well on the right wing. Unless you have to play her on the right wing. Play someone
She
important.
can
on the
dribble
left
and
wing.
try to shoot with the left foot.
Oh no! Tell Lucia to do. Remember? I remember against the best fans. Just put her on the right wing. Fine. She's right back anyway.
Yeah, I used to think we can put just Kenty and Lucia on one the wing
See?
instead of Kai.
See?
Actually,
I think that would have worked better than.
Actually, there was one game where I thought Lucia had a bit of some like Lucy Bronze vibes. It's very, very
Lucy.
Lucia?
Yeah.
Lucy.
Yeah. Lucia Gold.
Spanish Lucy. Yeah.
Okay.
I think, yeah, she's the last one of summer transfers that has one in the Clasico to Aslani. So there's that. But I mean, I saw cross that one time. That was a brilliant cross. So maybe Lucia can, I don't know, try. I don't know. Yeah. Any other comments, or should we end it?
I think this
It's RW. End it now.
Yeah.
Should we say the ratings for Toril?
Yeah, it's better if we don't.
We better not. No. If John watches this,
He's editing.
Yeah.
Toril's editing. Hey, everything went to shit as soon as Toril stopped doing his editing. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, we should have knew.
We should sign Toril to do the edits and hire another coach.
I kind of think it's Joanne's fault, because Joanne kept DMing Toril saying, "Hey, I can do the edits for you." Maybe he lost his confidence. Maybe he was like,
Lost this count.
come on, who's this guy wanting to do edits for me?
Oh no. Yeah, John,
Where's John anyway? Oh.
he's
Bacteria.
working
Okay,
himself.
yes.
Anyway, we should end this.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks
Thanks for this time.
whoever stuck around.
Yeah.
Our article will be up soon. You could read what we all had to say in our words, isolated from everyone else's opinions, by the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for watching.